Old Inquisition, busted. New Inquisition, I actually like. It is a very short stage, which you can see that they're almost at the end already, technically. So there's a lot of play available in terms of just positioning and fighting, because you can see the gold block there. It's very aggressive with how it's positioned.
Bacon taking that first round quickly.
Yep, and that's kind of the consequence you get with Inquisition, where there are certain formats, like this format in particular, if you push out one block, you get a 50-50, like that.
Oh.
That's the 50-50, that sometimes you can push the wrong way on Inquisition, and the gold block will just come down and you're just SOL. You're just done.
Yeah,
There's nothing you can do about it.
To pick for the first game, especially considering that Dacid didn't force any like fight interactions near the bottom. Just kind of let Bacon climb.
Inquisition is definitely way more swingy if you're not forcing the issue. That's why I like playing Inquisition with the sole purpose of, hey, I'm going to go with this 50-50 and there's nothing you can do about it, or hey, I'm playing Inquisition so I can come over there and hit the hell out of you.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was kind of expecting from Dacid, is to just immediately run up into Bacon's face, but I don't think that's not what we got.
Of course, there's definitely more nuance to how you can play the stage because of like the various variations.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd be surprised if we went back, though.
I would, okay.
Torture.
Okay, Torture is a distinctly NorCal stage. It is a stage of their people. And the old phrase would be, you shouldn't take NorCal Torture. So Dacid's back on his home turf, and I know he likes other stages like Quadrangle. So if he gets an opportunity to go to Torture, I'd love to see how he maneuvers on this one.
What punishment awaits the loser?
Okay. So Dacid's going for
push out.
Yep. And I kind of like this, even though Torture is historically a difficult stage to push, simply because it forces your opponent to perhaps double guess.
Oh, an interesting item interaction there. The wine bottle breaking the invisibility early.
Yep. Wine, getting tipsy, that's how it goes. All right, David's got 2 wine bottles. He's getting tipsy. And I like what he's doing. He is trying to mix in a combination of small breaks and pushes and climbing to kind of keep his opponent honest. And
that's an unfortunate skull, but yeah, he has the glass of wine to back him up.
Exactly. Pulling out, using that wine to essentially his advantage to maneuver through the skull, to maneuver through the spikes. And Bacon was doing well climbing, but one momentary lapse of not paying attention to where that spike is all you need to fall apart.
Ooh, Dacid moving immediately onto Bacon's
I love
side of the stage.
And
kind of had to back off a little bit.
Yep, but like you don't need to like get the kill confirmed essentially there, right? Because the way Torture works is you can come back quite easily, as we can see David's doing. And what the kind of those goals of those micro situations is to keep your opponent honest and find a situation where they're lacking, right?
Oh, I really like that interaction of the glass of wine to move onto the spike block and stand. There we go.
See, Dacid is using his environment very aggressively. He was using the wine glass there, and he was using the blocks to push and pull around him to create offensive spots for him to essentially pressure Bacon. And what you're not looking for is like without, just an instant win off of that pressure, but like a continuous flow of pressure, and then eventually your opponent will crack. Catherine's a game where one mistake is over.
Yeah.
Right? One mistake, and then you lose your positioning, you die, something happens. So you're not necessarily forced to convert off of any single interaction, but keeping up that pressure gives you more opportunities to find that way.
Ooh, Cathedral for the third game. Kind of a more a stage that rewards climbing a lot more.
Let's go.
Yep.
We'll see if Bacon, who climbed out of Inquisition so quickly, is able to use this to his advantage.
The one thing to note, though, is that Cathedral is a much longer stage. So whereas Inquisition, like a quick climb, will get you out of it, Cathedral is one that's way more forgiving on the builds, the way you get up to it. As we say, everything works on Cathedral. And I think Dacid's a little lost in Invis.
Oh yeah, I don't know if he can make it out of this one.
Yeah, I think the Invis definitely tricked him up there. Because if you're not paying attention when that Invis pops and you don't know where you are, it's hard to figure out.
Just drop right off the stage or just end up totally lost like that.
One trick that does help is that there will be a small outline for you if you're hanging on the edge. So if you're invis and you don't know where you are, if you hang off an edge, it'll outline. So you can get that sort of safety net essentially.
Player 2 has gotten off to a slow start.
All right, Dacid's got this
double
dark
invis.
block. Ooh, kind of a scary situation here.
Ooh, that's a dangerous
Boxing in the dark there.
Players must only refer to themselves.
All right,
in
see,
first
because of how forgiving Cathedral is, it's very quick to just turn around and reposition like that.
Oh, out of that situation. Still has one more use on the X Factor.
I do not agree with how Dacid's using it, though. I think he should be using it way more aggressively. Because one thing that's different from full body compared to original Catherine is that item spawns are way more aggressive. So there's less incentive to essentially hold on to something that you've got. And Dacid's in a very precarious spot here.
Yeah, Bacon's really using this like dead end to
Oh
his
my!
advantage. Well, yeah, pin doesn't hold in.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tie.
Body.
This is going to be a tie more than likely.
Yeah, there we go. That's a tied game.
And that was really, Dacid was trying to go in for that kill there. With that X Factor usage, he was purposely making his way over to Bacon. So kind of props to Bacon for not
just
collapsing
holding
under
out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing that may be tricking up Dacid here is that Cathedral is one of the stages where they've added 1 or 2 more blocks to the start.
Yeah.
And this will mess up your beginning openings quite a bit.
Oh, I think that's it for Dacid. I don't think there's any way out of that.
Yeah, no, he couldn't see it. And that's the issue, right? Because like some of the normal openings you'd expect, from the original Catherine just doesn't carry over. You get stuck because it doesn't fall the way you're used to. There's more stability.
Yeah, the stability really just the changes from Catherine to full body are really tripped up Dacid there. Gave Bacon a huge advantage.
And I'm not sure if that's exactly what did trip him up, but it looked like to me that he was pushing and pulling it away, expecting a result that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think of is because of those additional stability changes to some of these stages with additional blocks on the back to hold it together, that he was not familiar with how it was falling.
And it's not just Dacid's mistake there. Bacon was doing a good job climbing quickly to force the camera away from Dacid, make it even harder for him to find that solve to get